All right, everybody. Ding, ding, ding. That's what we're talking about. This is Ringside Presents Corner Confessions. And as always, you know who I am. This is Troy Vaughn, also known as Trey Amazing, your favorite part-time stripper, part-time megachurch pastor, but full-time dating commentator. And I am here with the elaborate and illustrious Sabrina, who, for many that don't know, she is, and well, you know what? I can do an introduction. I can try, but I'm not going to be able to do you justice. So, Miss Sabrina, tell the people, tell the subscribers who you are and what brought you here.
All right, I'm happy to do that. I am Sabrina Hypnotica, and I am a certified consulting hypnotist. I do all kinds of hypnotic work. I can do therapeutic hypnosis. I also do erotic hypnosis. And I am certified through the National Guild of Hypnotists. And I have been doing hypnosis both as a subject and as a hypnotist for the last 2.5 years. I also am a mental health advocate, and I am a certified life coach, and I have a degree from Hampton University in psychology.
Now, is Hampton, is that the real HU or the...
Listen.
Okay, you know, I have to put it out there.
That probably is not the fight you want to have today.
Oh, man. Okay, another day.
This is HI.
Okay, I ain't mad at it. So, check this out. So, meeting you and talking with you for the first time, this is my first experience hearing what erotic hypnotherapy is. Right now, of course, I've heard of hypnotherapy, and you know, growing up, you know, you see images and cartoons of the stopwatch, you know, going back and forth, and you think, okay, that's what hypnotherapy is. You hypnotize people and you have them barking like a dog. And so, hearing the term erotic hypnotherapy, I know there's subscribers out there who are the viewers are going to be watching, who are going to be just as clueless as I am. So, kind of give what exactly. And, you know, spare no detail, what exactly is erotic hypnotherapy?
All right. Well, first, let me help you in understanding by making a distinction.
Okay.
So what you want to distinguish is there is hypnotherapy. There is hypnosis that does actual change work. Mm-hmm. That's therapeutic hypnosis. And certainly that can be sexual in nature. It can deal with things like certain dysfunctions, erectile dysfunction. It can help with having orgasms. It can help with feelings of shame and feelings of fear of intimacy. It can help with those things. That works by reframing how one feels about a certain thing. But hypnosis as a practice is also fun. It's not just for when things are wrong. Mm-hmm. Hypnosis can be extremely entertaining and erotic and sexual, because sexual erotic hypnosis, that deals in visualization. That deals with your imagination.
Ooh.
Just about anything that you might imagine sexually can be done or enhanced with hypnosis. And sometimes even things that aren't really possible actually. Like, say you decided that you wanted to be abducted by aliens, and you wanted to be taken to the planet Jupiter, and you wanted to be probed and inserted, and you wanted to have things done to you.
Isn't that planet Uranus?
You could go to planet Uranus, but so many people are there that I'm kind of feeling like Uranus is full.
Wow, I see what you did there.
You like that? But things that are not, or even things that you've always thought about or fantasized about that would not walk and talk in your real life. If you wanted to experience a gangbang or a threesome, or even the more edgier things, the darker things, if you wanted to experience those things without the stigma, without the actual, semen and bruises and multiple guys, then you could experience those things physically, mentally, with hypnosis.
So almost like a different realm of fantasy, but mentally makes it more real for the person. Or so let me add. Well, you know what you said something. It made me think about something. For the people out there, we're talking about hypnosis. Of course, I know throughout your career you probably encountered the people who are skeptics,
Sure.
who may not feel like hypnotherapy is real, or may feel it's just smoke and mirrors. What would you say to the viewers out there watching who feel like this is not real, it's not something that actually works? How can something like hypnotherapy address low libido or erectile dysfunction? Or how can someone be hypnotized to feeling like they were in an actual sexual fantasy?
Uranus.
Yeah, well, maybe no, not mine, but
Okay. Their anus.
their anus, somebody's anus out there.
So, I give whole classes. I give a Hypnosis 101 class that addresses that specifically. Because one of the things that guides me and encourages me to do hypnosis and talk about hypnosis a lot is because there are not a lot of people of color doing hypnosis. And in my discussions, there are not a lot of folks on first discussion who are comfortable with the idea of hypnosis. I want to bring comfort and security and a sense of safety to the idea of hypnosis, because your subconscious has been there with you all your life. And when people tell me I don't believe in hypnosis, hypnosis couldn't possibly work, it's like saying that I don't believe in breathing. It's been with you all your life. It does things. And here is a couple of ways that it shows up. In everyday life, certainly if you're an adult and you know how to drive, you've been driving down a long, lonely road, going miles and miles down, and you've gotten 10 or 15 miles down that road without any memory of those miles. When you've done that, that's hypnosis. Whenever you've been able to say, oh wow, I just checked out. Okay, I'm back now, but I was gone. That's hypnosis. That is your subconscious, which knows how to do those rote things, those everyday things. That's your subconscious coming to the fore and your conscious mind taking a back seat. So whether you believe in hypnosis or not, hypnosis exists for you.
Okay, I can dig that. And I can appreciate the example you gave, the analogy. So I think that makes sense. I know that you are going to have those people out there that feel like, this is not real, and you're going to have the people who are just going to be skeptic no matter what. They're going to question because they feel like, how can, even when we talk about this, a great segue into the next topic, when we talk about sexual dysfunction, I mean, anybody who's up late at night can see all the infomercials and all the black canisters and the pills and the this and the third, how to treat erectile dysfunction, or hey, do you have a low libido or low testosterone, or whatever the case may be. And some people are going to feel like, well, how do you go from all these pills and surgeries and procedures, but something like hypnotherapy can cure or address erectile dysfunction? How can that work? Or how does that explain the utility of hypnotherapy, erotic hypnotherapy, as it relates to addressing sexual dysfunction in both men and women?
Certainly. Of course, there's the underlying physiological issue. There may be a physical problem, and the physical problem absolutely needs to be addressed. But sometimes, even when one addresses the physical problem, they still suffer from their dysfunction because they've believed in it for so long. And what happens is, what I as a hypnotist then ask your subconscious to do is reframe how you feel about your dysfunction. Um, the subconscious is there and it's designed to protect you. What I do as a hypnotist is ask it to do a particular job. I give it something to do. Now, it's been doing something all along, and that something might not be serving you anymore. So what I come in and do is ask it, I get its attention first, and then I ask it to do something different, something more intentional that benefits you. If you have erectile dysfunction, then once you've addressed the physical situation, I come in and I ask your subconscious, okay, understand that now he needs to see this differently. He needs to feel a different way. And talking about it with you is the way that I come to how we get there. The discussion is just as important as the hypnosis, because you tell me what it is that you need. You tell me how things resonate with you. You tell, because everyone is different. The same situation resonates with people differently. And hypnosis and change work is about changing your perspective. It's shifting how you see it and how you feel about it. Because the emotions that you give it determine how you see it.
Right.
So if you give it negative emotions, you're going to see it negatively. If you change it and give it more positive emotions, if you decide, allow yourself to believe that this is not harmful to me anymore, I can feel a different way about it, you can do a different thing about it. You can feel a different way about it.
It's almost like, it's like the power of the mind.
It's your mind. Your conscious mind and your subconscious mind are working together to protect you. One of the most important things about hypnosis, ethically, is safety. And when you talk about people who come in and they're skeptical and they don't believe in it and they think they're going to bark like a dog, that's fear and skepticism and not wanting to look a certain way. My job is to assure you that you can trust me, that your subconscious can trust me, because your subconscious is who I really need to talk to. And once I can assure it that, one, I know what I'm doing, and two, I'm not going to harm it or trick it, then it's more willing to work with me. But the important thing is you have agency. You have safety in that you can decide. If you don't want to do a thing, you don't have to do that thing.
I can dig that. I'm not mad at that. So we talked about, erotic hypnotherapy. We talked about sexual hypnotherapy. And these are things that, of course, where it relates to, fantasy and, of course, sex and so on and so forth. But I would think an additional layer, and I'm not sure if, maybe you've had patients that needed things like just intimacy, their intimacy factor addressed, maybe not, not necessarily sexual in terms of penetration or sexual fantasy like a gangbang or just anything erotic, but just being intimate, not really involving, actual physical, but just their capacity to be intimate. Have you ever had instances where hypnotherapy can address intimacy issues or people who have blockages, certain blockages regarding, how to connect with a partner?
Absolutely. The need to connect, the need for intimacy is very powerful. And when you feel like you don't have that, when you don't feel like you know how to make that connection, it's a matter of being taught. You, of course, as a person who is sitting here talking to me, listening to me in your conscious mind, can be taught how to do that. But it becomes more powerful if on a subconscious level, you can also be taught how to make those connections, how to seek intimacy and actually accept it. Because sometimes intimacy doesn't happen because you fear it. You fear it's not going to happen, so then things start happening to make it not happen. Self-fulfilling things. You can increase, so like you said, it's not always about how can I be penetrated more vividly, how can I be, how can I have more vivid gangbangs and the edgier things. Sometimes it's just an idea of wanting to be held, wanting to feel close. Even those things can be enhanced with hypnosis because imagery, guided imagery, your ability to use your mind, to use your imagination, to envision the way you would like things to be, can help you know how to make things that way. And there are lots and lots of different ways to help someone envision. It's really, really good when the subject has a really vivid imagination already. If they're a big reader, if they watch a lot of TV or watch a lot of movies, they know how to suspend disbelief and envision things, use their imagination. Once you get someone who's willing to allow that kind of imagery, then you can talk them possibly through something as clear and vivid as whatever it is that they want. And that's part of talking to them, getting to what kind of work we're doing. If you're looking for an ethical hypnotist, and that ethical hypnotist is not asking you the questions, where are we going, what exactly are you doing, they're not an ethical hypnotist. If they're ready to just jump into it with no input from you, you need another hypnotist. Because you have to have that. You have to have given them that information, and you have to have a level of comfort and trust with this person. And sometimes it doesn't take a long time. You don't have to go days knowing someone or having interactions with them to know that you can trust them, but building that rapport is critical.
Establishing a foundation.
Absolutely.
Okay. Establishing foundation, establishing trust. I can dig that. Okay. Making sense. Okay, you're dropping true bombs.
And so can I speak to that, what you just said?
Do it.
I make sense. What I want to do when I talk about hypnosis, when I bring it to people who don't know about it, believe in it, want to try it, I try to make it make sense. Everyone wants their thing to make sense. Let me help you see that this is not woo-woo. It's simple, and it's accessible. It's here for you, it's here for you, and it's here for anybody who's ready to allow it.
Okay. Well, check this out. Second to the last question. You know, obviously the word gangbang has been mentioned a couple times throughout this interview, so I'm not sure why gangbanging is orbiting. But in your past, I mean, dealing with people who've come to you for this service, just got to ask, I mean, this question is just burning inside my head right now. What is the wildest fantasy someone has asked you to help create for them using hypnotherapy? I mean, is gangbang, is that the most wildest thing you've heard? Or I know you mentioned earlier, certain things have been a little darker, but what has anybody approached you with something that just made you gasp or made you clutch your pearls in terms of, a fantasy or something? I mean, can you elaborate on that?
Absolutely. So
All right.
Understand first, there's very little that's going to make me gasp.
Okay.
But yes, when I first started doing hypnosis, when I first started inviting subjects to come and work with me, mostly I got gay men or submissive men who wanted me to take them over. They wanted mind control. They wanted me to come in and take over their will and make them do things. Now, I just spoke at length about trust and ethics, and yes, so I had to have an entire conversation with my mentor about, didn't we just learn not to do those things? Mm-hmm. But when someone is coming to you and they're asking and they're sure and they're specific about what it is that they're wanting, then you can set it up ethically by being sure exactly what it is that they want and staying within that. You keep to the boundaries that they set for you, and then you can do the thing that they're asking of you. So absolutely, I have had men who wanted to come to me and submit to me and let me drive them, make them dress as sissies, or take them to bars and around the town and just walk them around in their pretty clothes. All of that can be done. Now, these people, none of them are sitting here in front of me. We're all doing this over Zoom. So they're in other states, towns, countries. So I can guide them from where they feel safe and protected and powerful with their agency to this place of control. I can slowly, surely strip away their sense of this is what you want to do, mm-hmm. and replace it with this is what I want, and this is what you will do. And my most interesting, fascinating one subject that I work with surrounding things like that, typically when I work with someone with hypnosis, I have to see them. I have to be able to gauge how they're responding to the things that I'm saying, because that helps me keep them safe. But this client and I, we do all of our hypnosis via text, strictly through Messenger, and he has gone into trance, he has obeyed, he has envisioned, and he has orgasmed. Ooh. And I have guided him because he has given me the tools with which to guide him. He has given me the liberty to control him, and so I do. But it's really fascinating, and he's really the only one that I've ever done it with, but I'm looking to do it more often because it's fascinating the ways that the subconscious can allow. So yes, there's very, very little that you could think of that hypnosis cannot enhance. Just sprinkle some hypnosis dust on it and make it shinier. It's amazing.
All right, well, sprinkle on. I'm not mad at that. So, for the people out there, well, really quickly, everybody, if you are out there watching, make sure you give this video a like. Make sure you drop some comments, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe. If you're out there on Facebook, make sure you type into the search bar Ringside LLC. Make sure you find our private digital community. Request to join, and either myself or one of the admins will admit you. Sabrina, before we cut out of here, for the viewers out there watching who may be interested, who may be possibly somewhat kind of sort of curious about utilizing your services, how can they find you? Do you have social media? Can they reach out? Can they, how can they get in contact with you if they want some hypnotherapy?
They can call me. My phone number is 404-964-9522, and I am available. They can email me at Ms. Sabrina Hypnotica.com. At gmail.com. Mm-hmm. That's MSSABRINAHY Hypnotica at gmail.com. Or you can find me on Instagram, and I'm Ms. Sabrina Hypnotica on Instagram.
Okay.
And you can't miss it because you see a set of hands in some white rope. You just can't miss me. You can't. And I'm happy to talk about rope. And you get me talking about erotic hypnosis and I just start thinking of things. Because for those rope enthusiasts who like to be bound, they can be bound erotically and hypnotically without rope. I can bind you without rope. I can strike you without instruments. I can give you sensations without the need for hot or cold or needles or feathers. And I'll give a little personal example. I had non-sensitive nipples. I'd had a reduction, the nipples stopped working, they were just hanging out there, just chilling.
Just chilling?
Just chilling.
They do
But
that sometimes.
through hypnosis, not only have they gotten bigger, they have gotten more sensitive, tied to the suggestions given to me that help me. They react more, they respond more, and it works. I'm a believer.
That's what I'm talking about. Okay. I think you may have sold a few people on this. So, and yeah, we're going to put that information into the description as far as how people can get in contact with you. They can just check down the description and there you'll be.
I will be there.
Thank you so much, Sabrina. It has been a pleasure and an honor. Thank you for gracing us today. We've certainly learned a lot, and for the viewers out there, I know hopefully they've been taking some notes and they've learned some things. I mean, this has certainly been an eye-opening interview. So everybody out there, if you've been watching, make sure you click that bell and like this video, like it with the thumbs up. Drop some comments down below. Let us know what you think and how you feel, and most importantly, make sure you subscribe. This has been another installment of Ringside's Corner Confession, and we will catch y'all next time. This has certainly been an awakening, so to speak. So with that being said, we are out. Peace.